Hey everybody, welcome into the post-game video for the 76th game of the season for the Mariners. A 2-0 victory over the Baltimore Orioles tonight. Really nice win, really fun win. Some late inning heroics, a great pitching performance. So kind of one of those old school wins that you kind of, you like to see, you know, not these 10-8 games, just classic good pitching and some clutch hitting at the end to get the W for the Mariners. Obviously, first and foremost, Robbie Ray outstanding for 7 shutout innings. He finished with, obviously, the 7 innings, only gave 1 hit. I know that. Did walk 3, but I didn't think his control was bad. The walks he had, I thought, were like just, you know, lost the hitter. It wasn't anything where he just looked totally off, unable to throw strikes. He also struck out 8. He was fantastic. Bullpen did its job. Diego Castillo shut out 8th inning, and he ends up getting the win, his 5th of the year. And Paul Sewald locks down his 7th save of the season with a couple Ks, as well as he set the Orioles down 1-2-3. The story of the game looked like it was going to be another missed opportunities game for the Mariners. They put a few guys on, and then I believe it was in the bottom of the, I want to say bottom of the 4th or 5th. I think it was bottom of the 4th. They loaded the bases up with 1 out for Taylor Trammell. Unfortunately, ground into a double play. Looks like he hurt a hamstring too, the same hamstring that he hurt earlier in the year when he was starting the year in AAA. So that's a shame. He was playing really well for the team, 780 OPS on the season. But yeah, it looks like I mean, barring anything crazy, I think he's going to miss some time. I said on Twitter, the team's really going to have nothing else to do but to bring up Jarred Kelenic at this point. No choice. I don't think it's exactly what they want to do. I think they want him to stay down in AAA, work on things they want him to work on, and work on his confidence as well. I think that's really what they're trying to do with Kelenic. I don't think they want to bring him back up, have him struggle, and just feel like he is 100% in his own head at that point. I think they were hoping to wait, but Trammell's, I'm assuming, probably going to have to go on the IL. At some point, Winker is going to have to serve a suspension. Maybe Julio too. I'm hoping Julio gets nothing and they reduce it. But Winker's going to be suspended. My dog's visiting here. Winker's going to be suspended for sure. Now, I don't know how many games. It might end up being maybe 4 or 5 or 6. But I'd imagine that they kind of have to bring Kelenic back. I don't know what else you can do. I mean, if you want to try and win games, he is your best option at the minor league level right now to get that done. Some of his June numbers aren't amazing. He's not walking a ton. He's striking out a lot in AAA. He's hitting. I think he's just better than the AAA pitching. But I'm not sure how well his numbers are going to equate to the major league level. But, you know, sometimes you just got to let these guys do it. So we'll see. I don't know yet. You still do have Justin Upton on the roster. But I'd imagine we might see Jarred Kelenic here pretty soon. A 3-hit day for Julio. He had a single that was ripped up the middle, a ringing double that was a ground rule double, and I need to talk a little bit about that crazy 8th inning. So really pretty much, like, I'll get into the 8th here in a second. The first 7 innings, pretty much just a pitcher's duel between Dean Kramer and Robbie Ray. Both pitchers were really good. Obviously frustrating for the Mariners that they couldn't get anything going with runners in scoring position or in general. In the second inning, or excuse me, in the first inning, Julio hit a fly ball that looked like it was, I thought off the bat it sounded good, like it was going to get out. Austin Hayes was able to catch it a few feet onto the warning track. And then I think in the second, Cal Raleigh hit one that off the bat I was convinced was gone. That thing sounded really good to dead center, and Cedric Mullins was able to track it down. Mullins had another great catch in the 7th, I think, on Suarez. No, that would have been, I think, in the 6th. He hit a line drive to center field. I feel like I'm really bad remembering the innings, and I think it's these late games. Once we play some 4 o'clock games, I'll remember everything perfectly. But Mullins made a diving catch and a liner from Suarez. Mullins made a couple diving catches last night as well. last night didn't affect the Mariners too much. They weren't going to win that game, but tonight it definitely looked like it might impact them, but they were able to, rally without it. In the top of the 8th inning, as we'll get into the 8th inning here, Robinson Chirinos was leading off for the Orioles. 0-2 pitch that he took that looked like strike 3. I thought it was a pretty clear strike. There was a couple missed calls, again, that benefited the Mariners, so it happens. And, of course, the next pitch from Diego Castillo ends up, I didn't even see it hit Chirinos, but there was no argument, so I think it did. So he ends up reaching. Richie Martin pinch runs for him. And then Martin steals second. Mateo ends up striking out. And then Mullins comes up and just misses a 2-run home run by about 10 feet to the left. Yeah, to the left, and it's probably a home run. And it's a 2-0 Orioles lead. He ended up grounding out. And then Austin Hayes comes up and hits a grounder to Suarez, which looked to be an easy inning-ending play. Hayes doesn't run too bad, so Suarez got to rush the throw a little bit, and a fantastic tag by Carlos Santana. The throw from Suarez was high. Santana was able to bring it down and get the tag on Hayes, on Hayes. Just a great play by Santana to make that happen, because that could have easily been a disaster, and that would have obviously scored the run with 2 outs from third base, no problem. So great play by Santana. For Santana in his Mariners debut, 0 for 2 with a walk. He's going to walk. That's his thing, 17% walk rate this year. He's still got the great eye. I think he got a couple counts into 3-ball counts, a couple at-bats into 3-ball counts as well. So that's good to see. That's what he's going to do here. He's a guy that's going to get on base, not going to slug a ton, but hopefully he can get on base and help the team that way and hit a little bit in between. I did want to clarify one thing. I said in my recap, or the talk of the Santana trade, I said he had 8 home runs. He has 4. I'm not sure where I got 8 from. I think I was looking at 2020 with Cleveland. He had 8 home runs, because I went back and looked, because I saw on the broadcast and he had 4 homers. But I swear he had 8. Where did I get that from? And then I went back and looked at the page and said 8 in 2020. So I was just looking at the wrong number. I had his slugging correct in his OBP, so it doesn't change anything overall, but slightly less pop than I thought he had, I guess. And one of those against the Mariners, and you never count the home runs against the Mariners, because the Mariners will give up home runs and things to anybody. So I guess 3 home runs then. No, but he has 4, so just a clarification on that. Not that I think anybody really cares. And then, so yeah, back into the bottom of the 8th. Looked like it was going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Royals. We had Kevin Padlo pinch hit for Adam Frazier, and boy, the fall of Adam Frazier just continues. This guy was an all-star last year, and brought over, and just, now he's getting pinch hit for Kevin Padlo. I don't even blame Scott Service for doing it. You get the lefty-righty matchup. I'd probably still let Frazier swing the bat there, but it's been a big fall for Adam Frazier. His OPS is 586 on the season. I think it's like 315 in June. It's been a really rough month for Adam Frazier. Even with the team starting to play a little bit better ball here, 6-2 in their last 8, they could really use Adam Frazier swinging the bat somewhat decently. But Perez, the pitcher for the Orioles, started the 8th inning. He's been really good this year. And he got Padlo easily. And then he got Toro striking out as well. Toro 1 for 3 today. Had a base hit that he tried to stretch into a double. There was 2 outs when he did. I don't really blame him. I don't think he had a chance, but Hayes made a great throw to get him. So, I get it with 2 outs trying to stretch that. But at the bottom of the 8th, I think he struck out. JP came up line drive into left field for a base hit. He had hit the ball hard a few times today. He had a at-bat earlier where he hit one down the line that looked like it was going to be fair, just went foul by that much. And then Tyler Nevin robbed him on a diving catch of probably a base hit. If you don't know, Tyler Nevin is the son of Angels manager Phil Nevin, so I'm sure Phil was smiling somewhere knowing that his son robbed the Mariners of a hit or 2. I was sitting there thinking all game, like, Nevin's going to get a big hit. I'm done with the Nevin family. No more from them on the Mariners. But JP lined a single. Julio hits a ball that goes off the pitcher Bautista, one of the biggest guys I've seen. Aaron Goldsman was talking about the Mariners broadcast, how big his shoulders are, and he wasn't kidding. That guy is huge. I think it went off his foot, rolled away, threw it over to Mountcastle at first. Julio went around the tag and went behind the base. And I don't understand why Mountcastle didn't just put his foot on the base. I don't know if Julio went past it, so you've got to tag him. I don't... Or if he thought Julio did touch the base, but Julio kind of went around him, knocked the ball out of his glove, never touched first, came back, and then Mountcastle turned around and threw to third to try and get J.P. Crawford go to third. I mean, you have to watch it. I'm sure if you haven't seen it, me explaining it sounds like, what the heck is this guy talking about? But it was weird. I didn't really understand. It was a hit for Julio. We'll take it, third hit for Julio. But like I said, I didn't really understand why Mountcastle didn't, one, just touch the base, unless I'm missing something there, which I could be. If you know why, please explain in the comments. And maybe he was confused. Maybe he thought Julio already touched it. That was weird. So JP got over to third. Batter later, hanging split from Bautista. He was having trouble getting that splitter down. And Jesse Winker drove one that he admired. Probably would have been a triple if he didn't stand there and watch it. He thought he got it all, just missed. I thought for sure Hayes was going to make the catch. It'd been one of those nights for the Mariners. And he just missed catching it. So it's a 2-run double for Jesse that scored JP and Julio to make it 2-0. And that was all she wrote for the Mariners. Paul Sewald locked it down in the 9th. Not much else to add. So good to see Robbie Ray pitching this well. When the Mariners signed him, I said all along, they weren't signing Robbie Ray to be the Cy Young guy of last year, but they were signing him to just be a solid guy in this rotation. For starts like this, lost a couple in a row. They won the 5 games, lost on Sunday, kind of a weird game. I've talked about it, obviously, but still a loss. They lost yesterday. Kirby struggled. He was getting hit hard. You needed this kind of start from Robbie Ray. This is what Felix used to do for the team. Starting to kind of lose that momentum a little bit. Comes in, gets the big start, and dominates. That's on top of aces just being good in general. They win those games for you. It's a shame he didn't get the win, but Robbie Ray was fantastic. His ERA is down to 3.78 on the season, which is really good to see. You know, I'm sure it was tough for him those first few starts, first couple months, struggling and not really being, not a part of the team, but feeling like maybe letting him down a little bit. But he has definitely been as advertised. Like I said, they don't need to be Cy Young, but I mean, I guess today, last month, he has been a Cy Young candidate, but where his numbers are at overall are fine. So that's really, I think, for the Mariners, the biggest story is you're getting those starts from Robbie Ray. Yeah, not much else to add. Like I said, just nice to see Jesse Winker with a big hit. He's starting to come around. Julio's still most exciting player on this team by far. Mariners improved to 35-41. Again, hopefully this is just keeps it going here. They got a chance to win a series tomorrow with Chris Flexen on the mound. So let's hope he can get a W for the team and they can win this series. Then you have Oakland in for 4. Hopefully he can take advantage of a struggling Oakland team who, you know, is right now, they're in New York struggling to win games. So hopefully that's a winnable series. I think you do get Frankie Montas, unfortunately, because he did pitch today. Always want to try and avoid him like I talked about, but that's another debate for another time. Mariners get the win tonight. Your MVP of the game is definitely Robbie Ray, in my opinion, but Julio, Winker, and Crawford, all the suspended guys in the 8th, getting it done. I'll come on again if there's any news of those suspensions coming through, and I'll make a video about that. If not, I will see everybody tomorrow for the post game. It will be an afternoon game at 1 o'clock. So thank you guys. Please, if you haven't, please subscribe. I'm getting some more views on my videos now, but I've noticed most of the views are from non-subscribers. If you guys could subscribe, helps me out a lot. I hope you see I'm just kind of a everyday regular guy making videos. I just enjoy talking baseball. It's therapeutic for me to do this. That's really what it comes down to. So please comment, like, subscribe. Really helps me out. And I'll see you guys and gals tomorrow. And as always, go M's.